Okay, so now let's get our theme installed. Okay, so if you guys remember, I said we are going to be using the Rockstar service theme. Under this video, there will be a link to that theme if you want to pick it up. I think you can get the unlimited site license for like $67 roughly. So small investment that you can use over and over and over again with that one-time payment. Okay, so this theme, really, you guys, the Rockstar themes, if you haven't seen them, they are all really awesome for local lead gen. I think there's the Rockstar lead theme, the Rockstar service theme, and the Rockstar biz theme, I believe. The biggest thing, you guys, with these sites is they have the big strong call to action up at the very top. Okay, and that's really important for us because we kind of want the content to be down at the bottom. Okay, so for us, the purpose of that content is strictly for search engine optimization. Okay, we don't really care if anybody reads it. We want them to hit our site. We want them to see our video, all of our calls to action, where it's saying call for an estimate, and just kind of some bullet points and things like that. And these themes work perfectly for that. Okay, so I'm not going to walk you through buying that theme if you don't have it, but I am gonna walk you through actually installing a theme. Okay, so if you're in your WordPress dashboard, you go to the Appearances tab, click on Themes, and once you are here, it's going to have the default themes already installed. But what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click Add New Theme. So just click that big box right there, and now we're going to click Upload Theme up here at the top. Okay, we're going to choose a file from our desktop or from wherever it is that we have it saved. I believe mine's in this lead gen folder, Rockstar service theme. Here we go. So once you have selected the theme, you go ahead and click Install, and that's going to upload everything. And with these themes, you guys, they do give you a license key that you have to use. So I have already pasted that license theme or license key here for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And I'm going to go ahead, and now that the theme is installed, I have to activate it. So let's go ahead and activate it. Okay, so now you see that the Rockstar service theme is the active theme. Everything is good there. Okay, so now if we go to the theme options tab, so under the appearance, now we have a little tab that says theme options. Okay, so let's click on that. And the very first time that we go here, we have to put in our license key. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to click Save Settings. It registers with the two Rockstars, and now we can go and customize our theme. Okay, so now remember, you guys, what we're doing right here, we're not completely customizing this at this point. What we have to do is build this out to where we can make our clone. So we don't want to put anything within the theme settings that are geolocation specific or image name specific. That'll make sense in a minute. We just want to basically build out the guts of it so that we don't have to repeat ourselves, okay, whenever we go and we clone these out to different cities. All right, and then what we'll do after this initial set, once we have our clone made, then we'll go in, we'll actually finish the complete customization of the theme, and then we'll add our content, and we'll be rocking and rolling, ready to do our offsite optimization. Okay, so first thing, under the General tab, you're going to pick a color scheme. For me, you guys, what's worked really well is red, orange, or blue. Okay, so I've tested those three out. They work really well. Just think about things that red and orange, they typically contrast a lot with what you see on the web. They draw out a emotion in people. Blue is kind of a relaxing thing whenever they hit the site. So both of those, just from my experience with online marketing, as far as conversions go, red, orange, blues, things like that work really well for conversions. So go with any of those. Doesn't really matter. Just pick something. I've done mainly the red and the blue for the most part. Those are the two that I like to go with. Okay, so for this example, I'm going to go with blue. The background color, you can pick a background color if you want. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of this. You guys just play with these. Then what you'll do is just refresh your site and see what it looks like. But typically, I like to do like some type of gray, a dark gray that stands out like that. And then this is the form navigation background color. So again, I like to pretty much keep it about the same. Just choose different things like that. We're going to skip the logo image right now because when we upload a logo, we actually want that logo to have our geo modifier in it with the actual name of the image. So we don't want to upload one that says Kokomo Painters and then scale that out to all of the other websites whenever that image is going to be called Kokomo Painters. Okay, so we don't want to duplicate that over and over again, so we're going to leave that blank, and that will be something that you'll go in and customize after you have cloned your sites out to the different URLs. Okay, we are going to go ahead and click on show logo image. Now just have that there. We're not going to do the phone number right now because again, each site's going to have its own phone number. You can leave this text here, call us early, call us late. I would just leave that. You do not want to disable the phone number, so leave this unchecked. Okay, what you do want to do is put in kind of your keywords here, right? So for painting, right, I typically will like to do something like professional painters, residential painters, commercial painters, things like that. So you'll kind of have keywords in there, and I'll show you why that's really important in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, I've done this before here, and that's the thing too, is it'll save these as you go through. So as I built out these in the past within the theme for painters, those are the bullets that I use. So professional painters, residential painting, commercial painting. So these all show up in the header of the website. Okay, so that's very important because when someone hits your website, they read top to bottom, or top to bottom and left to right. So they start at the top left, they move to the top right. So they're going to see the logo, they're going to see the bullet points, and then they're going to see the call to action, which is going to be the phone number. And if I got one done here. Obviously, you guys have seen the site before, but just to show you. So here's the logo. Could your home or business use a new? Here's the 3 bullet points that I just added, and then you'll have the call to action. Okay, so back on the Tuscaloosa site, professional, residential, commercial, this is where they show up, right here at the top. Okay, so just pick 3 of your keywords. Again, we're not stuffing with our geo modifier in there. So these are just random keywords that are bullet points that when someone is reading left to right, they know, okay, this is a painting website because they hit this logo. Okay, they're professional, they do residential and commercial. Okay, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. Oh, here's a phone number where I can get a free estimate. Okay, so that's kind of the mindset that you want these people to be in. So just pick your bullet points on the header section there. Okay, and once you're done with that, we're going to go ahead and click Save Settings. And remember, these will be the same for every site, so that's why you can go ahead and add those now. Okay, so once the general settings are done, you can go to Homepage, Art, and Text. For this, again, anything that's going to be an image, we're not going to mess with that as far as uploading these because everything is going to be customized for that specific geo location. Okay, so we will go ahead and click Hide Service Person Image. I do not like to have this, and it's basically there would be like a man right here, and I just think that it distracts a little bit, so I just always uncheck that box to hide the service person image. Okay, so the starburst line 1, 2, and 3, we're going to leave those blank. We're not going to hide the starburst. This is the starburst right here. Okay, we want that to say get a quote now. That's a nice little feature. Okay, so we're going to leave that as is. Starburst link, we're going to leave that. Call us and speak to a person, not a machine. Okay, you can just put that there. I think that's there by default, so you can just leave that. Go ahead and click Save Changes. Didn't really do much in that section, but that's okay. Okay, form settings. So again, under the form settings, you're not going to do a whole lot. Basically what you'll do, and I'll cover this later on, but this is where we'll put in our emails of our clients that we're actually sending leads to. That way when someone submits a web form, that gets sent to them. So that's all taken care of, and then you would want to copy yourself on that as well. So we'll put those in later on, so don't worry about that. If you want, you could go ahead and put your email in here. It doesn't really matter. That way it's there whenever you actually clone it out, but all should be good. You can do that or not, doesn't matter. Okay. Disable additional field. Okay, so it depends on your niche. Okay, so out of the box, if you look over here, it's got name, email, phone, and a message. Okay, this right here, this project type, residential or commercial, that's the additional field. Okay, so if you need something specific, like for example, if you have a roofing website, right, and they want to inquire about a residential or a commercial roofing project, you might want to, under this section, you want to leave the additional field whenever you're filling that out. That way they can actually tell you what the job is about. Or if you're doing HVAC, or if you're doing whatever, it doesn't matter. Just have, if you have multiple options where they need to tell you kind of more specifically what they're inquiring about, then you want to leave the additional field section. Okay. All right. So let's see here. So again, the additional field title, that's kind of where you would take this info here. So project type, commercial or residential. I'm just going to copy that and paste it in here. Okay, something like that. We'll leave that, and then text inside the submit button. Again, you want a strong call to action inside this text, and I always like to use something like get my estimate. Okay, so that's what this button is right here. Okay, so if we hop back, get my estimate, and everything is good there, and we'll go ahead and save the changes. If you want to integrate it with an autoresponder, you can. I don't mess with it, so I would just leave that bottom portion blank. Okay. Under the video options, you're actually not going to do anything there at this moment. You will add videos later on, but for now we can leave that alone. Google Maps, we're actually going to disable Google Maps. Okay, so disable that, and I'll show you why in a minute, because we actually will be embedding maps on our pages. Okay, so go ahead and disable Google Maps. Alrighty, and then let's go ahead and save changes there. Okay, going on to bullet list next to video. So this is very important. So this is this information here. The reason this stuff is important is because it actually pulls in a lot of times in the metadata. So for SEO geeks or whatever, whenever Google reads this site, this stuff actually pulls in. It's like residential, locally owned, Kokomo, this type of stuff. Really, it does pull in, and then at the same time, as somebody's reading left to right, like that hits them again. Professional, residential, locally owned. Okay, so just for conversion optimization, those are good things to have. Okay, so if we're back here, so list item number 1, again, I have these all in here already. So professional service, what else do we got in here? We are 100% insured for your protection. So that's just kind of removing some of the risk for them. Okay, residential or commercial, whether your project is big or small, we can do it all. So these are optionals. These are just kind of descriptions, but the more text you can add to your page, the better that is for Google. Okay, so just sprinkle in little things like that that are going to be there for optimization. All right, locally owned. Now this is something you don't want to have your geo modifier in here whenever you're cloning this. So you can leave that spot blank, or you can just put in something like serving the local area, okay, for more than 10 years. Okay, and then whenever you actually have cloned it, you can go back in here and you can actually put Tuscaloosa or Mobile or whatever location you're going after. Okay, so I would do that whenever you're actually setting up your clone. All right, and I typically just do 3. I'll leave the 4th one blank. I just think that whenever you add a 4th, it kind of crunches it up too small. So I would just go with 3 and you'll be good to go there. Okay. So just pick 3 little headlines with descriptions, and once you're done with that, hit save changes. All right, and I think that's about it, you guys. So in the social networking side, again, you'll add this stuff later. We're not messing with that now. I'm just going to make sure. Advanced options, same thing. We're not messing with any of that. Nothing with the favicon. Same thing for the footer, we're leaving that blank. Okay, so we'll just save all the changes, you guys, and your theme is now installed. Everything's ready to go. What you can do with these colors, now that we have it activated, you could actually go over here and take a look at the site just to get an idea of the color scheme and how it looks. Okay, so just play with these colors until you get a combination of stuff that you like. So this is the background color over here to the left, and this is that header menu color. Okay, that's why they're the same, is because I basically took this and I made that the same. So you could go a little bit different, like if you wanted to make the navigation a little bit darker, you could go something like that. Okay, so let's see what that does. I'm going to save changes. And once that saves, I'm going to hop over to the site. I'm going to refresh it. And yeah, so you can just sit there, play with the color scheme, see what you guys like. And then this changes as well. So whatever you pick for the navigation, it's also going to change this here. All right, so if this were me, actually I would probably make this navigation probably a blue color, because that's the kind of the color scheme of the website. So probably a navy blue. Again, you guys can just pretty much play with this, do whatever you want. All right, so that's going to be it for this, you guys. I just wanted to play around with that and show you kind of how that looks on the website. But yeah, so you could do something like that, make it pop. And yeah, so once you are ready to go, then you can go ahead in this one, and we'll pick up in the next video. We're going to actually make our clone file, and then we're going to finish customizing the website completely with our content and filling out all this information the way it needs to be. All right, so this is Qzx900 signing off. I will chat with you guys later. Okay guys, so now what we'll do is we'll finish optimizing our theme under the theme options. Okay, I say optimize, I just mean finish adding everything in. So at this point we have basically made our clone file, and now what we have to do is go in after we have that set up and finish building that out. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. So just click on the general tab, and again we're under the theme options or Rockstar options. It's actually located in two places, so you'll see on the left down here I'm on the Rockstar options. It's also listed under appearance and theme options. Takes you to the same place, doesn't matter which one you do. Okay, so again, you're going to start out picking your color scheme, and again the color scheme is just going to change this here. So I updated that to red. Let me see if I've refreshed that. Yeah, so I changed it to red, and so what that does is it makes these arrows red, it makes the starburst red here. So that's what I would do. If I were you, I would go ahead and make all of that red. Okay, so go ahead. Red works really well for conversions, so you can leave that set. Now the background color, again I kind of touched on this in the other video, but the background color is going to be all this back here. Okay, so this is the background over here to the left. All right, so get that set, and then you'll get the form and the navigation background color. Okay, so choose that, whatever color you want, and again that's going to be this here, the navigation bar, and it's going to be the request form here. Okay, so you're going to have the exact same colors there and there, and yeah, so just play with that, whatever you guys want. Blues work really well, and oranges and reds work really well. So that's all I'll say about that, but you can't go wrong with that. All right, next thing you want to do, you want to upload a logo. Okay, now I didn't have you do this before because you need to name your logo image one of your keywords. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of keyword optimization inside our logo before we upload it. Now it tells you your recommended size is 307 by 67. If you guys don't have a logo designer, or if you can't just make something generic in a free program like Paint, I'll leave a resource under this video. It'll just be to like a Fiverr gig or something. Don't put too much thought into the logo. You guys will notice the that Kokomo Painter site that I did. If I flip over, it's just text. Okay, but this text is actually an image. Okay, it says TJ's Painting and Epoxy. That's my client. So we'll actually leave that alone. But I just wanted to show you it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Okay, it just lets them know that when they hit the page that this is a painting company. Like if you're in the, I don't know, roofing niche, then you could just put roofing contractor there, or just something, roofing crew or something generic like that. Okay, don't put too much thought into it, but the dimensions need to be 307 by 67. Okay, so I'm using a free program called paint.net. I can put a link under that under the video to this as well, you guys, but it's just kind of like it's not the Paint that comes installed on a PC. It's actually a different download, but I like it because it allows you to do layers and some basic editing, but you just make the image file the same size as it tells you here. So again, 307 by 67. So if I was making a new one, I would just go up here, File, New, 307 by 67. So I got 307 width, 67 height, click OK. I've got a new image. I can grab my mouse tool over here on the left, click that, delete it so that I have a transparent background. Then I could just grab my text tool right here and I could put whatever text I want. Okay, so if you're a roofing contractor or whatever, you can just put roofer, all right? And just save that as an image, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and resave this one since I have it and it kind of fits with the theme of the site. So whenever you're ready to save your logo, and if you get this back from an outsourcer or anything like that, make sure that before you upload it, you rename this file, okay? And so what you'll want to do is just do something. So you don't want to make it your main keyword because we don't want to over optimize, but you could do something like painters in Tuscaloosa, right? So I'm doing painters in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So painters in Tuscaloosa, AL. All right, so just something like that, and I'm going to save that to my desktop so I can find it. Okay, now if I go back to my site, I can pull that up. So go to logo, upload the image, and I'm going to select the file from my computer, and I'm just going to find that. And I believe I started with a P, right? Here it is, painters in Tuscaloosa, AL. And so it's uploading. Now you'll notice the title, okay? So painters in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. What you also want to do is add in an alt text, okay? So the alt text, you can basically put in there for the alternative text more keywords, okay? You don't want to use the same one. You don't want to do Tuscaloosa painters or painters in Tuscaloosa, AL, right? You could mix this up, okay? So you could do Tuscaloosa painting contractors. Okay, so just something like that. So just mix it up, use different keywords. Don't just repeat the exact same keyword every single time. Okay, once you've done that, then you're going to go ahead. You want this to be full size. Click Insert into Post, and we're good to go. Okay, you want to make sure this says Show Logo Image. We're going to leave the phone number blank for now, you guys. Whenever we go over setting up analytic call tracking, where we get our call tracking numbers, once you get that number, then you'll just know to come back here and plug that in here, okay? But it's important that you do that after the fact so that somebody can actually call you, all right? Custom text before the phone number. You can just leave this as it is. Call us early, call us late, doesn't really matter. Just have some type of call to action. If I hop over to my Kokomo site, I'm gonna look and see what's there. I believe I changed that, but just gonna double check. Yeah, so for the custom text, I always use calls for an estimate. So that's the text that's going to show up right here. And it's gonna show up all over the site. So calls for an estimate, calls for an estimate. Okay, so use that, works well for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the call us early, call us late, and I'm gonna put call us for an estimate. All right, you don't wanna disable the phone number in the header, so leave that unchecked. Again, we already switched all these out from the previous video before you made your clone file. We're gonna go ahead and save those changes. Once you've done that, you're done with the general tag, and now you can move on to the home page and text, okay? So the same thing here, now we got the main image. The main image, you guys, is this right here. So there's a small little image area that you can upload something, and you'll want to do the same thing, okay? So this will be another one where we open that file up. It gives us the dimensions again. So if we're on the main image, 334 by 232, just get something that's related to your niche. For this painting thing, I'm just using a house, right? If you're doing roofing, if you're doing anything home service related, you could use a house image. Okay, and you can grab this from my site if you want. Doesn't matter. Okay, but the point is, once you have that image and it's the appropriate size, you're going to want to, again, save that wherever you want, and you want to name it one of your keywords, okay? So I'm just going to do interior and exterior painters in Tuscaloosa, AL. Never hurts to add the state abbreviation at the end, because then it encompasses, if you look at this keyword, so I've got interior painters in Tuscaloosa, exterior painters in Tuscaloosa, interior painters, Tuscaloosa, AL. Okay, so it's got multiple keywords within that one keyword title. Okay, so we're going to save that. Click OK, head back here, upload the image, select the file, and let me find that bad boy. Here we are. So we got that uploaded, and same thing, we want to put something in the alternative text here, okay? Or the alt text commonly referred to. All right, so for this one, I can just do Tuscaloosa, or let's just do let's do our main keyword, okay? So we're gonna do painters in Tuscaloosa. Actually, let's do house painters. House painters in Tuscaloosa, AL. All right. The point is just add multiple keywords. Just don't use the same one over and over again for all of your images, okay? And we got the title, which is a keyword, and we got the alt text, which is a keyword. Once you're done there, click on full size, insert into post, and we're good to go for our main image. So leave that alone. We don't want to link that anywhere. The service person image, you're going to leave that alone. Make sure this is checked to hide the service person. We're leaving the starburst lines blank. We don't want to hide the starburst, so leave that as is. I always leave this call and speak to a person, not a machine. And then we want to leave that unchecked as well. So go ahead and click Save Changes on that. And once that's finished, we can move on to the form settings, okay? So the form settings by default, it says request a quote now, okay? You can leave that alone because Google reads this. So something that I always rank for when I do this is the keyword plus the word estimate. It's like painting estimate Kokomo or painting estimate Tuscaloosa. Whenever you add those words in, so we've got like calls for a free estimate, Google's picking up on that meta text, and it's going to pull up and it's going to help us rank for those. Okay, so I actually like to use the word quote. I think I use the word estimate on mine even here, but if it were me, I would just leave this alone. Okay, so request a free estimate, I would actually put that request a free quote. Now again, by default it has that already, request a quote now, but I like to put the word free in there, okay, because sometimes people search for that word as well. So it always helps just to have these random words that people typically search for. That's going to help us rank broadly for a lot of stuff, okay? So request a free quote now. Again, this is where you're going to fill out the information for your client. So until you have somebody picked out to actually forward these leads to, you're going to leave this blank, okay? Or you can just put your email in there for now if you want to. So I'm going to do that. And then you'll just know to come back and add this email address to your client. Okay, so whenever we cover that in the client acquisition, I'll be sure to remind you of that. All right, so don't worry about that for now. And again, we set all this up last time, so we don't need to mess with that. I've got the text inside the button there, get my estimate, and we're good to go there. So we're going to save the changes. Alrighty, and now we are on to video options. Sorry for the long video. I just want to get this over with so we can move on to the fun stuff, you guys. So the video graphic image, that is this right here. So there's multiple built-in images that are going to hold the placeholder for the video, okay? I always like to use this man holding an iPad, but they got multiple images that you can choose from. I would recommend that you do that one, okay? So I always go avatar or hands holding a tablet, okay? That's the one that I always choose. Now, the YouTube embed code. So gonna kind of get into something else here real quick. I'm not gonna cover this in detail, but you need to have some type of video made. You guys can go to kokomopainters.com and look at the painting video that I have. It's just a basic whiteboard video. You can have these made on Fiverr, again, for $5, so you don't have to put a whole lot of thought into that. Just have something that's going to capture their attention when they hit this website, okay? But you definitely want to have a video on this page. So what we need to do, once you have that video, first get the video made. Second is you need to upload it to YouTube, okay? We want to have YouTube properties on our website, so we don't want to put a Vimeo video on here or anything like that. We want to use YouTube because YouTube is owned by Google, right? And so we want to keep everything Google related so that they like our website. All right. Once you have it uploaded, something that's important is to, same thing like we did with our images, we're going to upload the video file, and the video file needs to have a name of our keyword. So this one I had Kokomo interior and exterior house painters, and then I put the phone number in the title. Okay, so I think that it was named something like this, and then whenever I put the title, I always add the call to action with my call tracking phone number. Okay, now if you look here again, we got multiple keywords. So if you type in like interior painters Kokomo, my video, I think it's like at the bottom of page 1. Let me look just to see. Interior painters. Yeah, so it's in the 10 spot right now. At least for me, it might be different for you guys, but not really that important. But I just wanted to show you that it's important to add multiple keywords. So I've got exterior house painters, interior house painters Kokomo, Kokomo house painters, blah blah blah. Okay, you get the point. We've been over the keyword section already. Okay, add a small little description here. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but you do again want to sprinkle keywords in your description. You will want to add a phone number later on once we get that, so don't worry about that at this point. You do want to put a link to your lead gen site. Okay, in the description, put a link to your website. Okay, just the homepage, and don't do it with anchor text or anything like that. We're just putting the URL just like this, straight up. Okay, then we can help with all the following. Then you can just list your keywords. All right, do that, and once you've done that and you save your video, what we need to do back on our site is there's this little code all the way up here at the top. If you see that in your URL string, it's after the V equals. You just copy that little code. Then whenever you're back inside your theme options, it's asking for that code. Okay, and they give you a hint here. It says insert YouTube video ID, which is the 11 character code right after V equals. Okay, so we'll put that code in there. And this is important too. I autoplay my videos. Okay, I used to be against this, but I've tested it very thoroughly on my lead gen sites, and it works. Okay, it really works for getting people to actually pay attention and to keep them on the page. One of the big factors with Google and ranking is bounce rates. Okay, so if somebody hits your page and there's nothing there to capture their attention and they're bored, they're going to bounce off the page. Okay, but if you get something that draws them in with that video being auto-played, they're going to sit there and they're going to watch it. Okay, I always leave it like that. Once you have that set to autoplay, we're going to click Save Changes, and it's going to automatically size it the way we need it. So there's nothing that we need to do there. The Google Maps, I believe everything is set on that. We disabled the maps in the last video. The bullets, again, we took care of this in the last video, so that should be good. Social networking, this is important. So I would recommend you at least create a Facebook page for all of your lead gen sites. Okay, it's normal whenever someone creates a website to then go out and create their social profiles. Okay, so the more of these you can add, the more natural that's going to look to Google. So I would recommend you go out, create a Facebook page for it, create a Twitter account, and that's probably all I would do. I wouldn't really mess with a LinkedIn account. You could do Pinterest, definitely. Don't worry about Google Plus right now. But if you can, add a Facebook and a Twitter. Those are pretty simple to create. Once you do that, just put the URLs right here. Okay, and then that's all you have to do. You would hit Save Changes, and we're pretty much finished. There's nothing you need to do under Advanced Options, and there's nothing you need to do in the footer for now. Okay, once you're done with those changes, click Save All Changes. Now if I head over to my site and I refresh this, I should have a lot better looking website. Okay, so
could your home or business
got my video in there now, all my text, request a free quote, everything's ready to go. Okay, it's ready for content at this point. I don't have my phone number, so that's not showing up. I might actually put one in there just for fun so you guys can see what that looks like. Here, I'm going to use the same one for my Kokomo site. And let's save that and see what it does. So you can get an idea of what that would look like. So again, as soon as I add the phone number, then that calls for an estimate shows up there, shows up here with the phone number, shows up here with the phone number, and it shows up here at the bottom. Okay, so this theme, you guys, if you notice, it's very, very strong in its call to actions for them to pick up the phone and call. Call us for an estimate, call us for an estimate, call us for an estimate. You might think that that's overkill, but it's really not. Okay, as people are scrolling, they're like, okay, I can call, there that is, here's the home page, call us for an estimate, it's about painting, here's a video, call us for an estimate. Okay, so it's very, very, very highly optimized for phone calls. Okay, so that's the way everything should look, you guys. So once you're finished with that, that's what your site's going to look like. All right, so that's going to be it for this video. The next video, we're going to be getting our content made and getting that put on the website so that Google actually has some content to crawl, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.